Alright, today's tutorial we have a 2017 Buick Regal Sport, and the passenger side mirror is busted, and I'm going to show you how to replace it. We got a replacement mirror off of eBay. It was only $100, wasn't too bad. And you can kind of see it's got the one wire coming out, and you have 3 bolts. And this one has the turn signal on it. This is our broken one on the passenger side. You can see the damage there. So what you want to do basically is open up the door, and I've done a lot of mirrors before, and some vehicles you need to take off the bolts under the handle, and usually there's some in here. You got to take the whole door panel off. This one here, you can see it's got a speaker here, and a lot of vehicles you can just remove the plastic covering here. With this one here, same thing goes with this speaker, but you want to be really careful because you're going to have some wires going from the speaker inside. Well, basically what you want to do is get a trim tool, and we want to very gently pop this speaker cover off of here. You want to come to the back side of your speaker here and just push up a little bit, come up a little bit higher, pry up a little bit, and a little bit higher, pry up a little bit, and this comes right off. You can see it's got some wires attached there, and pretty much exposes the bolts we need to get out. We got one here. There's our wire that we got to pull out, and down here there's a hole with another bolt in there, which we're gonna have to get a little ratchet and drive in there to try to fit in this gap. Now to get your wire out, on the bottom of it, let's see if I can zoom in here, you're gonna see there's a little clip, little black clip on the bottom. So take your trim tool, and you want to get underneath of that clip, kind of pry up on that clip. There we go. Once you're underneath, just kind of push forward on your trim tool, and see that? It's going to pull your wire right out of there, just like that. Now, just take your 10mm socket, get it on there, and turn it to the left, start loosening it up. Take the rest out by hand here. Bottom one's going to be a little bit trickier. You got to get a small little tiny ratchet drive, kind of angle it down in there, and then turn it into the hole like that. Alright, now pay close attention. After you get that bolt loose, it's very tight to get in there. I have small fingers, but if you have bigger fingers, it's hard to get in there to actually finish removing that bolt completely out. And your chances are you're going to drop it down into the door. Alright, so what I did is I got a little tiny swivel on there. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little 1/4" swivel on my 10mm socket. And I got the little 1/4" drive here with a long extension. So it's actually able, the swivel's able to, put it on that angle to keep the socket on there. And you can turn it from up here. And that's going to help you finish loosening it the rest of the way. But if by using this setup, it'll be able to get you to get that bolt out to where you can get the magnet in there and retrieve it and pull it up. You can see I have the nut pretty much backed out. I'm going to take my magnet here, kind of latch onto that, and I can pull that up out of the door now, like that. That's literally the hardest bolt. It's a pain in the butt. And then your third one's going to be really accessible. It's going to be up here along the door itself. Just keep, as you're doing this last bolt, just keep one hand on the mirror and loosen up, just so to prevent this from falling on the ground. You may not care about the mirror, but it could fall and scratch the side of your car, so just keep one hand on the mirror. Take this last bolt out. Now you can kind of shimmy this out of there like that. Alright, so putting a new one on, just make sure our plug goes through that hole there. And this particular mirror, you got to put it in on an angle. I already got it in there. There's a top lip here. Let me pull it out. You can see that lip there. So put this in on an angle and then tilt it down. Then push down. Make sure that your plug is through the hole there. And you can go ahead, put this front bolt in just to hold it in place. And we'll put our top bolt in. That's pretty easy to do as well. Alright, now before you hook up that wire, because that's going to be in the way of that final bolt, we want to snake that down in there very carefully, put that final bolt in, and then we'll go ahead and we'll plug the wire back up. Best way to do it is put the bolt on an angle like that. Then you can kind of steer it down in there, and then right into the hole, just like that. And you're going to have to put a finger on the bolt while you pull that magnet off, just to hold it in the well there. You can see I got the bolt back in there. Again, I had to hold it with my finger and pull the magnet off. Now we're going to put the socket back on and tighten it up. Now that that bolt's in, you just plug your wire back in, slap your speaker cover back on, and you're good to go. And that is how you put a passenger side mirror on a 2017 Buick Regal Sport. Guys, hit subscribe below, give me a like. See you next time.